Hello, everyone, and welcome to Freestyle Friday here on the Kim Jacobs Show. Listen, I'm so glad to have you guys quickly getting in and grabbing your virtual seats. We're going to have a great show, and I am excited about it. You know, I came on 1 minute late messing around with trying to convince Shannon over there to be a part of the screen. I was like, Shannon, you going live with us? You are going live with us. She was like, wait, no. I'm like, going 5, 4, 3, 2. So we are live here on Freestyle Friday. We'll have different people popping in, I'm sure, throughout today's broadcast. If you are just coming on, go ahead and grab your virtual seats. If you haven't invited a friend, tag a friend right here. All you got to do is put it in the comments section, highlight your friend, say, hey, girl, boy, come on, join me on the Kim Jacobs Show and be a part of the virtual studio audience. Freestyle Friday is pretty fun. It's all over the place, actually, because you guys write in all week and share different things that you want to talk about. We pull all of these topics together. It's some pretty interesting topics that come about here. So we have a list and we'll deep dive and talk through all of them. But right now, grab your virtual seats and share this with a friend. So everybody go to my personal Facebook page and share it with a friend. Let me give you a little bit of music while you do that, and we'll kick today's show off. All right. All right, we're getting started on Freestyle Friday. All right. Thank you guys for tuning into the Kim Jacobs Show today. And thank you so much, Shayla Faulkner, who did my theme song, and I'm so grateful for it. Thank you, Mackenzie Christ over there, for joining me. I already put a picture of me and you both eating our sandwiches right before the show. And thank you so much, Shannon. Now you're on to an orange. Okay, I should have brought my orange. I could have kept up with you. The only thing is I'm not pregnant, so I need to just slow it down. You go ahead on and eat all you need for you and the baby, okay? All right. So as we kick today's episode off, I don't know where to really begin. There's so many different topics that's been talked about, but let's go with. Oh, this was a really bizarre story. So I'm gonna show you this. I had never even heard of this, but let's go here. Wait a minute. And y'all can chime in too. Oh my goodness. This man, I pulled some of these different things up that you guys had talked about here. Oh, let's go here. So a man, I hadn't even heard of this, but a man, according to ABC News, man who was recently ran for governor was arrested for a 1984 murder of a 12-year-old girl. I'm like, what?
Wow.
I had never even heard about this.
They need to be having better background checks on who they let run for governor.
Well, I'm sure that's probably, I don't know the details, but here, let's talk about it. And guys, as a studio audience, chime in on it too. But the article says an Idaho man who recently ran for governor has been arrested for the 1984 murder of a 12-year-old girl, prosecutor said. And his name is here. He's accused of kidnapping. The young girl's name is here as well. From Greeley, Colorado, home on December 20th, 1984. And then murdering her. And this, oh my gosh. And so it's all kinds of information and stuff here in this article about when she went missing and some of the details pertaining to how this whole thing unfolded. And this man is 69 years old, charged with first-degree murder after deliberation, first-degree felony murder, second-degree kidnapping, crime of violence, and the Weld County District Attorney's Office said. Wow. So he ran for Republican in Idaho in 2018, and he also ran for Constitutional Party candidate in 2014. But anyway, it's a long story, and it's pretty interesting. So his ex-wife chimes in on it. So, oh my gosh, the thing is, let's talk about this for a second. You guys can read the article yourself, but I just found it to be pretty interesting that in life, you know, you go on, you thinking, I suppose things, you just go on with your life and things catch up to us no matter, and I say us because it doesn't matter who it is. If we've done something eventually, guess what? It will catch up to us, right? Do you all have any thoughts on that, Mackenzie, Shannon?
Mm-mm.
It just basically proves that you can run, but you can't hide because it's going to catch up with you. I mean, in the end, I haven't read the article, obviously, but it just goes to show, just do the right things in life because you never know. And if he had the audacity to run for office, he knew what he did. I don't know if he's guilty or innocent, but he knew what he did back in 1984.
Right.
You don't forget that.
And especially with
You
him
know?
getting a platform like that, it's obviously going to come in the spotlight, you know? Like,
Right.
Yeah, even if you're not running for a major candidate or gubernatorial role or whatever,
It's
stuff
still gonna
that
come
we
in the
do just as
spotlight.
regular citizens come to the forefront. So you can imagine people that are in the limelight at that level, you know?
Right, exactly. Exactly.
But
So
we're not the judge or jury or anything, so I'm always careful to make sure that I don't put any stamp of endorsement or approval or this is my 100% take on it, because it's just something that was on ABC News and someone had written in about it, and I wanted to make sure that I honored sharing it. But this is pretty intense. So, and guys, you can chime in if you have any thoughts about it as well. Do you think that if you are running for public office or running for something and you've done something in your past, should a person just come clean and say, this is what I did, so that you can go ahead and determine whether you still want me in that role, or keep it like, hope they don't find that out?
honesty is the best policy.
That's interesting. Let's talk about that for a second, because sometimes honesty being the best policy, I have believed that my whole life. And I'm like, okay, just go. You tell the truth, and this is the bottom line, and da-da-da. And I promise, in many instances, me being honest and telling the truth about this or that has backfired on me many times over.
Yeah,
But in the
especially
end,
when,
I mean, you've
especially
got to tell
when,
the truth because it's a tumbleweed. If you tell a lie, then how many lies do you have to tell to cover up the first initial lie? It's not worth it.
Right. Then it's like a lie, another lie, another lie, another lie, another lie, another
And then
lie.
you don't
another
know
lie.
what the truth is or what you've told to each person if you just streamline it, tell the truth, bite the bullet, and keep it moving.
That's so funny that you say that, because I believe, I'm like, by the time you finish telling so many different lies, it's almost like, well, from a biblical perspective, turned over to some reprobate kind of mind, where it's like,
Right.
well, you rather
Right.
believe a lie than the truth any day, because now you done told so many lies that it becomes the norm for you, you know?
Right, exactly.
So I definitely do agree that I don't want lying in any circumstance to be a part of my norm, you know?
Right.
So
I think though, whenever I was little, like my mom and dad, like I would get in trouble for something, and they'd be like, okay, we already know you did this. Or like, this happened. Do you want us to tell, like, do you want to come up and tell us about it? Or do you want to continue like lying and all this stuff? And so I'd always be like, yeah, you're right, I did this and this and this. And then I would get in trouble. But it would be like, we already know you did this.
right.
Do you want to tell us about it? Or do you want to get in trouble when we already know you did it and get in trouble for lying on top of it, you know? Yeah.
That's true. That's like, by the time my mom is on here, by the way, she just said, hey, good morning, ladies. It's Friday on the Kim Jacobs Show. Hey, mommy. Okay, so yes. So guess what? By the time my mom would approach me with something, at that point, she already knows. She's just trying to set me up to say, are you going to come clean with this, or are you going to fake me out like I'm dodo bird head and like I don't know? So I'll move you off the screen, Mackenzie, until you come back to the chair. So yeah, so she was like, I already know, but I want to hear you tell me, as if you're telling me the truth.
Yeah, like you're on trial.
Right. My thing is, do you guys, as a studio audience, and you're watching different ones that are on here, do you prefer for somebody to bring you something as if it's like, I just want to know if this is something that you're thinking about telling me, or would you prefer that they have come clean and told you up front? Which one pertains to your personality? So I would prefer that somebody brings the information to me and just tell me, come clean, say it, and say this is what's going on. I don't think it's right.
Accountable.
Be accountable. Here, Shawn is on here. Shawn, hey, Shawn.
I'm out walking. I'm so sorry.
Oh, I'm so glad you're on. Shawn is going to be talking a lot about, well, she can chime in on any of the topics she wants as well, but you know what her big passion is: the politics and the education.
And education. And life in general. All of this stuff is interwoven. So
that's true. That's true. I had to debate with Shannon for a second to come on Freestyle Friday. I was like, that's it. We going live. She was like,
yes, Shannon.
I'm here.
Mackenzie, you back? Give me a thumbs up when you're ready to come back on. Okay, you're back on. Okay. So Mackenzie over there feeding her baby boy.
Oh my gosh. I love it.
Okay. So Shawn, right now, when we were just talking about, is we were sharing a story that someone had written in about. It was a man that was recently ran for governor in Idaho, and he was arrested for a 1984 murder, and we had put it up on the screen. And here he had, according to ABC News and the article that they shared, had murdered a 12-year-old girl. And here he was running for governor. So we were talking about that, and I was like, he already knew. Shannon said, he obviously knew he possibly did this or whatever. If it's now coming to the forefront now, why not just not run for something of that magnitude if you know that that's what you did,
Especially
being
on that platform, it being exposed.
I have answers.
Go ahead.
Listen, it should not be a surprise that people, I don't care who you are, we want power. You want to feel like you are in control. And the truth of it is that when you are deceitful, whether it's a lie, whether it's stealing, whether it's murder, when you've gotten away with it, or so you think, what impetus would he have to tell the truth? Now, I don't know the story, but my thoughts are this: if you are a man and this involved you killing a young person of the opposite sex, it tells me that this was probably some case of rape or molestation that went awry, and you killed the girl so that there would be no witnesses. I don't know if she was someone he knew. I don't know if it was someone who was maybe low income that you thought no one would miss, because it's 1984. Now we're into 2020. Mm-hmm. My first thought as a mother of 4 beautiful young girls, well, young woman and young girls, where's your mama? Where's your daddy? Who missed this child? Who had the dogged determination to say that my kid is gone? I haven't heard from them ever again, and they were 12. Why?
No, it's just a whole article. So there's a whole article, and the family was heavily involved. And according to the ABC News article, it was a lot pertaining to missing reports and different things, in every step by step, what happened, what alibis. So the whole article details all of that. It was a lot to it. So even what happened to be able to discover that he was, this person or whatever, according to ABC News. But it transitioned to the topic of, do you prefer as a studio audience member to be told, and Joe, let me know when you want to come in. You're just talking about some other stuff right now. Pop your finger up when you want to join in. So we're just trying to decide, would you prefer somebody come clean with you and tell you stuff up front, or do you prefer that you kind of share it with them and say, I know it, but I'm waiting for you to tell me?
Who she asking? Me?
You, Shawn, because we already talked about it.
Yeah, we've talked about it. To me, here's the thing. I'm a very upfront person. I don't have any cut cards. I want to know. However, what I understand is this. The Bible says, know those who labor among you. And when people use that scripture, they're always like, got you, or what have you. No, it's just to say, know those who are around you. All of us have our friends that we know are not going to be forthright, that you will have to bust them down, catch them in the lie, or whatever it is for them to fess up. So here's a news flash. Here's a tip. That's not your real friend. because real
Right.
friends don't make other people do that.
Mm-hmm.
People will do whatever they can many times to avoid the truth, to avoid a situation, because some people can't deal with rejection, and they don't know that if they tell you this thing that you're not going to reject them or that you're going to treat
Right.
them differently. But again, I go back to the nature of the relationship. Like you and I, Kim, I feel like we know each other. And I will say, for anyone, you only know what somebody reveals to you. Let's be real clear: husband, wife, mamas, kids, whatever. You only know the person that they want to show.
That's right.
There are times where you have insight, and even if you don't tell me that something specifically is wrong, I know because your voice is different. I know because of how you normally sound, how you normally do things. So I can say to myself, something's not right. But I also know that if you are not coming right out and telling me that something is wrong, you're not ready to discuss it. And me bringing it to you is not going to force you.
Right.
So
yeah, we've had that happen before where it's like, Shawn, I know you know, but I don't want to talk about it. Is that okay?
yeah.
And you're like, well, keep it to yourself then. But I have the right to say I know. I'm like,
And I think, it depends on the relationship, because some people take a personal affront to their friends or their families not divulging whatever it is right then and there. I don't know if that's a sense of entitlement that we have as people to say that when we're family or friends, the moment that something is impacting you, please tell me. But I think that what happens oftentimes is people are trying to process it themselves. I may not understand everything that's going on with me
right.
and how I'm feeling. And when I'm talking to my friends, I'm not really asking you to help me to decipher it. But as friends, that's what we do. I know I do. I go into Captain Save a Person. I go into rush in and save the day when that may not be what you want. So
Right.
it's about respect. That's all.
Right. Okay, that's good. A person, Carla says, please don't beat around the bush. She preferred just candid, upfront communication. Just tell me what you did. Let's cut to the chase and let's deal with it. So I like that comment too. My mom said that I wasn't faking you out. I was just wanted to learn to be accountable for your actions. Because my mom would always tell me, Kim, do you have something you want to say to me? I'm like, oh my God, which story am I supposed to be going with right now? Oh my gosh, what does she know? And so here she was trying to make me be more accountable, is what she said. I'm going to bring in Joe Duncan too, right quick. Joe, I'm bringing you in. Okay. All right. Joe Duncan is in the house too. How are you, Joe?
Hey, Shawn. How are you?
Hey, how are you?
Okay, so listen, everybody, here on Freestyle Friday, it's a couple of things that's happening. Some of the people that work with me backstage, I popped them on the screen because I was like, I'm not going live by myself, so y'all just going with me. So they were like, oh gosh, no. Okay, so they're here, Shannon and Mackenzie. Then Shawn is on. She's going to be kind of deep diving a little bit into any of the political stuff, educational realm of some things, and then chiming in on whatever else we're talking about. Joe Duncan is from JDTV. So many of you may have seen him yesterday, and him and Preston, one of his right-hand people, came on and talked about his journey. So now on Freestyle Fridays, he's going to be coming on giving the celebrity tips, the scoop, the what's going on behind the scenes, all of the stuff. So which one of y'all want to start first?
Come on, Joe. Tell us some good stuff.
Oh, you ready?
Yeah, we're ready whenever you are.
I'm in. Let's go.
Right. Let's get into it. You know what? I think I'm going to call this Freestyle Friday Celebrity Situations on the Kim Jacobs Show. How's that sound?
Wait, let's see our shot. Let's see what shot we like. Y'all tell me y'all like that shot, or do we like? No, wait, and then do we like this shot? Wait a minute, where I got to pull the person over. See, Joe is all about making sure you edit stuff. So now I'm sitting here doing a whole tutorial right on the screen where everybody can see it. You like that one? So then that way, Joe, when he's talking about, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Joe, you like that? I put you in the spotlight now. Let's go.
I've never been afraid of a spotlight. Yeah. So I've got a few celebrity stories for you today. Hey, Michelle Jones Murdoch. So let's kick it off with Jamie Foxx, right?
Okay, so you want me to show it?
Yeah, you can run it in a few seconds. Yeah.
Okay. So you talk about it, then I'll show it.
No, you can show it as I talk about it. Um, just give people something to look at. But anyway, so Jamie Foxx is at the center of, let's call it, a romantic mystery. Okay.
Everybody
So,
mute your mic though
um,
whenever you're not talking, because other than that, it's clicking. Okay, let's go. Okay, go
am I
ahead.
clicking?
No, you're not clicking. Everyone else was. Go. You go.
Oh, okay. So Jamie Foxx is at the center of this romantic mystery. And here you see him. This is him masked up on this date night that all of the blogs and celebrity entertainment outlets are all talking about. So uh, the young lady that's next to him, everyone is trying to figure out who this lady is. So the two were spotted out in Beverly Hills. I believe it was on Wednesday night.
Oh
At this restaurant called Crustacean. And of course, they're masked up, so no one can really tell this woman's identity. Now, Jamie just broke off his relationship with actress Katie Holmes, who was once married to Tom Cruise. Now, their relationship was very, very low key. They never discussed it publicly. I think they even actually denied that they were romantically linked for a long, long, long time. But there are all kinds of pictures of them doing some PDA and on the beach holding hands, like you see here. So Katie Holmes has moved on to another relationship, and now Jamie Foxx has apparently moved on to some mystery lady. So everybody is kind of just going crazy about who he's seeing. So that is very interesting to see if this relationship, turns into something serious, or if this is just, a little something that Jamie's doing to pass the time.
very
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. And what's interesting is Jamie is 52 years old, and he's
Right.
never been he's never been married. He's this, eternal bachelor, and he has had, relationships that he has two children from two different relationships.
Right.
Um, a, a young girl, and then his oldest daughter, who we see a lot of nowadays, as she's gotten turned into a young lady. But yeah, I think I think Jamie Foxx is leading the life that George Clooney once did. Remember, it was very hard for the women he was dating to kind of lock him down
Right.
until just a few years ago when he finally, walked down the aisle with his wife now. So I don't know if Jamie is ever going to be serious about getting married and committing himself to being a husband. What do you guys think?
Well, I don't know, because first of all, I would be interested. It's hard for me to even have the conversation without knowing who is this woman. So do you know?
No one knows. No one knows.
So okay. Well, okay, studio audience, who do you think the woman is? Because I can't picture who it is.
No.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Why would he buy the cow when he's getting that milk for free? It's worked so far.
That's old school.
That right there. That right there from the 70s. That's from the 80s. That's from like him. That's right. That's right, Joe Duncan. Drink a little sip of water on that one, because there is no reason for him to marry her if he doesn't have to. If he's getting everything that he can get right while the getting's good, right?
Well, but
it's a double standard in our society, because what happens is this. Men, you want something svelte and long flowy hair, and you want her to be somebody that everybody else wants, but you don't really want her because you don't want to ring it. But when you do want to ring it is when you about 55, 60, you're putting in the little particles in your hair to make it look like you got the fresh fade or whatever it is. You got the veneers in your mouth. I'm talking truth. And so now you're going to get with somebody who will be with you. And shame on us as women for taking sloppy seconds, for letting men make us feel like we're not worthy when we're in our prime. Boo boo, I don't have to be with you when you're 55, 60, 65 years old and nobody else wants you. No. And I think that Amal Clooney, beautiful young woman, international businesswoman, George Clooney, he all right. But you're not the looker that you used to be. So of course you're going to get with somebody that you could be married to and leave a legacy, because now you're ready to have a family. And I just think it's all about this patriarchal society that we have accepted, and women continuing to feel like our value. And let me just put it out there.
Okay, I'll put you back over there, Shawn. Go ahead.
I'm married. And let me see, how does it go? 18 years in the game. 18 years in the game. So this is not somebody single and scorned. I'm just giving an observation that oftentimes as women, we put our value in whether or not we are married and whether or not a man has sought us out. And the Bible does say, who can find what is it? Who can find a good thing?
He that finds a wife find a good thing. Let him, he's supposed to find you.
Finds a good thing, right? But then the other part is, it's the person who's able to do that is the one who has found favor with the Lord. So women, you need to think about whether this man has found favor with the Lord, number one. And number two, you get to choose, because he will ask and you have the ability to say, no. Shawn Hall, will you marry me? No, I'm good. Deuces, I'm doing me. Well, I just, this rankles me. I just feel the way.
Wait, Shannon, let Joe respond to that for a second and then come back to you, because I want to make sure he gets a chance to chime in. Go ahead.
Oh, well, I was just going to pose the question. Do you not, what do you think it is, maybe kind of, I think maybe he's being responsible, and, not because he's not ready for marriage, not to marry for marriage's sake, that he is a self-professed bachelor, so I think that is I think he's playing the game fair.
Okay, let Shannon respond. Shannon, go ahead. What's your comment?
Mine kind of goes off the tail of Shawn, because if you notice, it is a double-edged sword or double standard. If a woman gets so far in her age and has never been married, people question, well, what's wrong with her? Why isn't she married? Why doesn't she have kids? And then that's where it comes into the perspective of maybe she's not marriage material. Well, what if she's playing the same thing that Jamie Foxx is by being the bachelorette, or by waiting till, he finds her? It's a double-edged sword.
That's a good point.
Also, at the same time, if you know you're not married, like if you know you're not ready to be married, then don't be leading someone on, like dating them and courting them and like making them feel like wanted, if you're just doing it to pass the time. Like, there's no point in that if it's just like, you're my placeholder till I find someone I want to spend the rest of my life with. Like, you need to know your value. You need to know your value, like, not only as a woman, but as a man too. Because, like, girls are just as, responsible for that. Like, I want to be single, so I guess I'm going to date this guy till I find someone better. But it shouldn't be like that when, whenever, like, you just don't settle. So, like, literally, like, I'm a single mom now. I have a list of things that I need in someone. So, like, if it's like, I do this, this, and this, sorry, I'm not compromising. So then, like, they don't get a chance. Because you don't, like, if I'm not just dating to date. Like, and so what's the point of dating if you're just doing it as a placeholder for, like, someone to just fill the spot till you find someone that you want to have, like, for the rest of your life, till you find, like, the person that, like, you love, and oh my gosh, I can't live without them, so I'm gonna put a ring on it. Or if you asks me, I'm gonna say yes, hands down. Like, why would you wait on that instead of breaking someone's heart and playing with someone else's feelings while you're, waiting for that? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not fair for the other person, because then the other person gets hurt while you're, like, waiting for the person to come along that's gonna do that. So that's why you should be single until you find that person, and then you're like, okay, like, that's not okay,
That's so good.
I call it fostering the harvest, is what I call it. Fostering the harvest. And what I mean by fostering the harvest, you're fostering men till they find their forever home. and they're a harvest.
Woo, 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 woo. I'm hashtagging yo. I mean, fostering the heart. What y'all?
My God.
Fostering the harvest. What? And
Because
y'all had some hashtags in y'all that I didn't know about. Let's see. Hashtag fostering the harvest.
It's like, no. So you want to be with me? Be with me. But if you're going to be with me, you don't ask me to be your girlfriend. Don't ask me to take me to dinner. Don't ask me to do all this stuff. If you're just going to have me as your little side girl while you're waiting for Mrs. Right to come along. Like, no. The right man's going to be up front with you and say, like, I can see a future with you, and so that's why I want to be your, like, I want you to be mine and mine only. Like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be upfront about it and not play games. Number one, you're an adult and you're too old for that anyway. Number two, you shouldn't be like leading someone else on when at the end of it they have to like keep their hearts together and stuff.
Mine only. Hashtag mine only. Y'all, come on now, Joe. Get back over there and take control. Now, you the one that's look what you done started on the Kim Jacobs show. Go ahead.
Look, I didn't mean to, but I will say, like I said, we don't know who this woman is. We don't know how long they've been seeing each other. We really don't know if this is a romantic relationship. It could just be a friend. And the two of them decided to go out to dinner. But
dinner and picking up.
well, and this could turn into something serious. If you remember, his relationship with Katie Holmes was not a fling. This was not a brief romance. They were together for several years. I think they started dating in 2013 and just recently ended that. So I don't know if we could call him a serial dater or not serious about relationships. He may just not be ready to become a husband. So, we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, that's
I'm
good.
just gonna say this one little thing right here, because when you said that about how long he was in a relationship with Katie, ain't no man getting ready to wait 7 years of my good life. I will not. I will not. They just broke up. It's 2020. Please. So you don't need 7 years to figure out what you're doing, because guess what? You probably, in my book, you got two. And in that first year, you're already telling me where we headed to. Year 2, we're moving there. If not, I am moving on.
Well,
Period.
and celebrities operate different. That's a whole different world. So you have to take that into account too.
Yeah, you done came on here to get a celebrity scoop, and it done turned into something else altogether. Let me get this comment in from this studio audience member right quick.
Right.
The best thing I ever did, Corinne said. She's my cooking expert, actually. Corinne comes on and does cooking segments here on the Kim Jacobs show. She said, the best thing I ever did is write down the qualities I wanted in my partner. I put it in my dream box and gave it up to God. Then I focused on me and I let him come. It's when I stopped running and searching that the doors opened.
Yeah.
Vicky Evans says exclusivity.
That's good, Corinne.
Vicky says, you don't know what happened. They both had some issues to resolve in their lives, meaning Katie and Jamie Foxx. So we don't know what happened that they decided 7 years later to split.
You're right.
And also, I think the relationship with Jamie and Katie Holmes, although they never publicly admitted it and tried to keep it low key, and like I said, there were people, paparazzi did spot them, being romantic with one another. You don't hear a lot about Jamie Foxx's dating life. There's no messy love stories involving Jamie Foxx, around on the tabloids and the blogs. Whatever relationships that he's had, he has managed to keep to himself. Right. So I think that is hard to do in Hollywood. It's hard to do in our everyday lives. So I don't think he is a irresponsible playboy.
Oh no,
that's just not the picture.
He's dated a friend of mine. I won't reveal who because I respect privacy as well. But he did date a friend of mine as well in the past, and it was a decent relationship. So, and again, he was.
Does she speak highly of him? Does she speak nicely of him?
She speaks highly of him. Yes.
Yeah. So see, that's what we go.
Yeah.
So, but
NDA.
Huh?
I said he probably has an NDA out there. You're not hearing a whole lot about it, and that's fine. I mean, I think we don't have to know about a celebrity. You're only famous because of what you're doing, you know? So at the end of the day, I don't really need to know about anybody else's relationship and what they're doing and what they're not, because the truth of it is we all have our own relationships we need to work on.
You better believe it. Now that's something. Let me put myself right here on the screen for a second. I have my own things going on and I don't go out on the whole scene and tell everybody this is what's going on in my world, in my life, in my relationship, and behind the scenes. And so again, that's when other people don't share who their mystery people are or whatever. They have the right to do that. So I'm sitting like this, like, that's right. That he has that right. It's his prerogative to keep his relationship and details pertaining to his relationship private, if that's what he so desires. So,
well, one person that doesn't keep very much private, because we see it. We've been watching her life unfold every weekend on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, is Nene Leakes. Nene Leakes has been in the news in the last couple of weeks because she had this huge public ousting from the hit Bravo show, right? Everybody heard that Nene's contract was not renewed for the upcoming season of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Well, although she's not returning to the show, she's still getting sucked into the drama behind the show. So over the weekend, her former castmate, Cynthia Bailey, the beautiful, lovely Cynthia Bailey, got married to her fiance, Mike Hill. They had this beautiful, beautiful wedding in Georgia. Many of the castmates were in attendance. Candy Burris was a bridesmaid. I believe Portia Williams was a bridesmaid. I believe Marlo Hampton was there. But the rumor mill is that Nene was demanding $125,000 from Bravo to attend the wedding.
Oh my gosh.
Now, Nene went on her social media and kind of dismissed that rumor, but she's dismissed rumors before, and we found out that they actually were true. So, but if you remember, well, I mean, well, no, I'm saying we don't know if they're true, but I'm saying there have been rumors about her that she's denied before that we've now know that we found out were true. So, you know, a denial, you know, is just a denial, you know. But if you're fans of the show, will know that Cynthia and Nene were best friends on the show for a number of seasons until a couple of spats and a recent spat kind of forced them to sever the friendship ties. But Nene was, now that she's no longer part of the show, was the highest paid housewife of all the franchises, including New York, Beverly Hills. Nene was the top paid reality star in that housewife franchise. And now that she's not going to be on the show any longer, you know, people are wondering what she will do next. But so I just thought that was kind of crazy that if it's true that she demanded all of that money just to appear at the wedding. I'm sure they're going to be showing footage from the wedding in the upcoming season.
That's interesting. That's interesting.
Isn't that interesting?
Let's get some audience feedback on that. Do you guys feel that, you know, just because you're a celebrity and you can demand certain things and request certain monetization and stuff because now you're in a celebrity status and you don't do certain things without pay? My question is, do you think that's right? Or do you think, no, you know what, some things you just say, you know what, I'm doing this for the sake of the fact that this is a friend of mine and I want to participate. What's your thoughts on that? So chime in and share your thoughts and comments. Because I mean, you can.
And I want to say, I don't know if you can pull that video back up, but didn't Cynthia Bailey look absolutely gorgeous on her wedding day? Isn't she a gorgeous lady?
Yes, let me go back and see if I can pull that up. But yes, she was. Oh my gosh, that's what I was actually thinking when you were going through the video, and I'll pull it back up. Let me go back to it. Give me a second.
Yeah. And
But
so I believe People Magazine got all of the rights to the pictures. So there's a big spread, and you can see all of the guests and all of the wedding decor and more of the beautiful gown that she was wearing if you pick up People Magazine.
let me get to the exact shot and then I'll freeze it. Give me a second. That's amazing. Yeah, I was thinking, first of all, these are the most gorgeous women, and geez, and that goes back to the fact of why people want to keep all of this relational stuff somewhat under wraps too, because if you have people that's walking around the world that look like that, right? That's some pretty exotic looking stuff, in my opinion. I don't know. I mean, I'm like, well, if you gotta compete, if you have to compete, period, in life, if somebody's not loving you for who God created you to be, then let them be and go on, because they got other things they want that may be out there that's like this, Let me put this up here.
I don't think Lanathia Leaks was wrong to demand what she feels she is worth. Bravo is a multi-million-dollar company. They make plenty of coinage off of the musings of women. And whether that be generating and manufacturing cat fights and issues or what have you, you got to go back to the first season. I've been rocking with them since day one. So Nene, you have come up legit, because I didn't think she was going to make it. I thought, oof, you're a little rough around the edges, girl.
Wait, Shawn, before you keep going, I want to show this wedding picture because I can come back and show the full screen of all of us talking. But okay, go ahead, Joe. What do you want to say about the picture?
Oh, I just wanted, just to make the comment that I just think she was a gorgeous looking bride. I think that the dress is so different, and she did you can see she did a wardrobe change. I think this is the dress she wore for the reception, which is much different than the one she wore for the ceremony.
Look at this. Look at her.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's like incredible.
Yeah.
Yes. These women are to die for. Seriously.
She's gorgeous. That's a really pretty wedding dress.
Yeah.
She looks like $1 million.
But see, that's why I think women should celebrate women. That's so important to me. I don't look at another woman and be like, oh, well, that means that I'm just dirt or whatever. No, I feel like you're beautiful. I'm beautiful. God has created you to be beautiful. Shannon, Mackenzie, Shawn, all of us in our own right, and have different things that make us beautiful. And I just believe that with my whole heart. So I don't like when women like down other women or anything like that.
Well, if this story, whether the story is actually true or not, or if it is just a rumor, I think the sad part about it is these two ladies were really good friends and really had a very unique bond and relationship on the show. And even though they had a falling out and kind of that put some distance between them, I think not showing up on Cynthia's special day and only considering to show up if you get this huge payout. Right. I think that kind of something about Nene.
Yeah, and hopefully that's just an allegation and it's a rumor. It may not be true, but if that's the case, then hopefully, that's not something you can ever really go back and course correct. You've missed the moment on that person's life.
So hopefully, this is all just a big misunderstanding, but the streets are talking.
Okay, this is all gossip stuff, y'all, right from Joe Duncan on JDTV. If you have not subscribed to Joe Duncan's JDTV, make sure you do that right on YouTube. He has some great celebrity interviews that you don't want to miss. He goes really deep behind the scenes with these celebrities. He has one coming up on October 22nd with Keith Burke from The Have and the Have Nots. So you want to check out that interview.
Yeah, and but before I say goodbye to you, we've got one more story I just want to pop in really quickly because I see time is getting away. But so there is this there's been this big anticipation for a certain movie to hit theaters. The sequel to Eddie Murphy's Coming to America.
Yes.
Well, it ain't coming.
What?
It's not coming. It's not coming to theaters. It will be shown on Amazon's movie streaming platform. right?
Right.
And of course, that's because of COVID.
There it is. I'm trying to get
That's
to the oh, you know what? Wait a minute. I gotta stop for a second because I gotta pull it back up. I think it was playing. Give me a second. I want to pull it back
Yeah.
up. I think it was playing when I put it in there. So give me 1 second and I'll copy and paste it again because I have that link that you already sent. Wait a minute. Because I want to let it show.
Thank you for the follow, Mackenzie. I just got an alert that you just followed.
Yes, make sure you guys subscribe and follow. There it is. Okay. Give me 1 second and I'll show it.
Absolutely. But Eddie Murphy's been having a big kind of a resurgence and kind of a comeback. I mean, he had his Netflix project Dolomite won an award. It got some great acclaim. And now with this anticipation of coming to America, the sequel, he's really, you know, coming back into the forefront of Hollywood. I mean, he was a major player, and the movie, the original, the first Coming to America, was a box office hit. I think it grossed like $300 million here in the U.S. But now, due to the COVID-19, and here's him on the set of the sequel. You can see that the character is a little older, a little stubbier. Yeah, cheeks are a little fatter. But all of the original players from the first movie return in the sequel. Arsenio Hall will be there. James Earl Jones. I forget the lady who played his love interest.
Sherry Hadley.
Yes. She's back. Garcelle Beauvais will be in the movie. I think Wesley Snipes makes an appearance in the movie as well. But yeah, so because of the pandemic, you know, a lot of the theaters are still closed. Only a certain number of theaters have opened up around the country. And although they're opened up, you know, will that audience be secure and confident enough and being able to stay safe in a theater? I think is what movie execs worried about. So instead of sending it to the cinemas, they are choosing to do what a lot of movie studios have done during this pandemic, and send it to the streaming services where people can watch it in the comfort of their home. So
I definitely would do that.
That's what Disney Plus did with that's what Disney Plus did with Mulan. They had made like a live stream version of the Mulan, and you have to like pay more for it. So like you have your monthly, like that's because I have Disney Plus, so it's like $7-8 a month, and then you have to pay like $6 to watch the movie. So they're still making money on it, but it's not like where you go to the theater, and it makes a lot more people feel safer. So you're not like, you know, going to theaters and risking everything.
And I think there's been so much anticipation about this movie for years. I mean, people have been crying for a sequel for years, and this movie came out in the mid '80s, you know, and all these years later, now we're finally getting the continuation of the story. So I think not being in a theater, I don't think it's going to hurt this movie because there's so much enthusiasm behind it from fans.
But Justine Hillier said it's her favorite movie. She said, "What do you think? Do you think Netflix will pick it up?"
I don't know. I don't know how those deals work. I don't know if it's streaming on one service, if it can also stream on another. I'm probably sure there's some kind of conflict where that doesn't work out that way. But you know, if the fans who want to see the movie will definitely find it.
Right. This is good. This is good gossip, celebrity updates and insight. And I think this is a great piece to add to Freestyle Friday. So I'm grateful that you came on, Joe. Anything else you want to say about some celebrity stuff? Let me see what we have.
No. I do just want to add about Coming to America. I believe it comes out. I think it'll be available on December 16th or the 18th. I got the dates mixed up, but it's one of those two. So it's really just right around the corner. So everybody get ready to check it out and pop your own popcorn.
Coming to America too, coming soon. This is good.
Yeah,
I love that. I'll put that in. And all of these tips today and celebrity insight came from Joe Duncan from JDTV. He actually interviews celebrities on his station. And so make sure you go and subscribe to JDTV. And also, while you're still on, I'm going to leave you there since you're a good looking commercial right now. I'm just going to go ahead and leave you there for a second. Today, make sure you all take a moment to subscribe to the Kim Jacobs Show. Look, I got Joe Duncan's face there while I say it. Make sure you guys subscribe to the Kim Jacobs Show and turn on your notifications. And I am so close to a goal, guys. I believe if you ask, then you can receive, right? So I have a goal. I'm only I think 150 people away from reaching one milestone that I'm striving to accomplish. So can you guys help me reach that goal this weekend? Joe, maybe you say something about them subscribing. Maybe they'll subscribe. Do some debonair stuff with your hat. Here, let me put it up here. Wait.
Reach her goal. Help Kim Jacobs reach her milestone goal to take the Kim Jacobs Show where it needs to go. You know you love watching, so why not go ahead and hit that subscribe button, people?
All right, y'all, make sure y'all subscribe to the Kim Jacobs Show. And then the final thing I'll say right quick from a commercial perspective is that we do have today's episode sponsor, and it's sponsored by startmytruckingcompany.com is today's episode sponsor. If you haven't heard of starting your own trucking company, it's startmytruckingcompany.com and moving in a box. You can reach out to them at 214-699-5009. You can also email them at info@startmytruckingcompany.com. Make sure you let them know that the Kim Jacobs Show did send you their way. You're going to learn things like how to have your trucking company business plan. Learn everything you need to know about the trucking industry from someone that's been in the industry for over 30 years, very successful in the industry. And even if you're interested in getting international trucking routes as well, you'll learn all of the ins and outs. Make sure you reach out to them at 214-699-5009 and say that the Kim Jacobs Show sent you their way. All right. So thank you so much, Joe, for allowing me to use you as the billboard commercial person.
Quite happy to do that.
Oh, see, somebody said, hey, his voice too. Whoa, so smooth.
Thank you, Corinne.
Justin Hilliard said, yes, Kim, great shows. Support and subscribe. Thank you so much. And I do want to go back to one other comment before you go. Vicky Evans said that she had been in a 5-year relationship. It wasn't wasted. Even though it didn't culminate into marriage, she learned a lot from that relationship, what to do and what not to do. Okay. And Delroy said, God bless the Kim Jacobs Show. God bless you, Delroy. Can you subscribe and tell all your friends to subscribe? All right, yes. Let's move on to politics for this last few minutes. Joe Duncan, you can either chime out if you want to go on with the rest of your day, or you can stay on whatever way works for you.
I will chime out and leave the politics. I will leave the politics to you guys. All right. And look, I'm going to take Shawn's advice. I'm going out and go for a walk. I want to live too.
Well, Joe, make sure you come back on next Friday, okay?
I will. We'll have all brand new celebrity news to share, and we'll also maybe have a clip from the Have and the Have-Nots interview we are doing with Keith Burke. So yeah, I have some fun stuff for you. We'll have a few more stories to share. Absolutely.
All right. Take care. Go ahead and chime out.
Bye-bye,
Shawn,
everybody.
Take it away with the last few minutes here of some politic talk. Wait a minute. Let me put you over here. Okay, go.
Joe said it best. With Coming to America, you're going to pop your own popcorn. The popcorn was popping this week with politics. We have a lot going on. So Amy Coney Barrett is up for confirmation to become a United States Supreme Court Justice. And I think most people have heard about who she is. She's a judge she is being nominated to become a judge. She's an appellate judge currently on the 7th District of the Appeals Court in the United States. She is a former professor of law at Notre Dame. It's being highly touted that she is a mother of 7. 5 of her own by birth, 2 adopted from Haiti. Lots of controversy because she doesn't embody the spirit of Ruth Bader Ginsburg, RBG.
Right. That's what they're saying.
And so people are upset about that. And the confirmations were kind of rammed through. You know, it's unprecedented to have a nomination go forth this late in the game and so close to elections. And if you all recall, in 2016, President Obama nominated Merrick Garland, and Mitch McConnell sat on that nomination. And so it didn't go anywhere because he said that the next president should have that right. And I think the issue is that there should be a level of fair play in politics. If you say that this is what it is, then it should be that, period.
Right.
Nothing changed except the fact that the presidency changed. Nothing changed. So a lot of people are upset. They don't feel like she is qualified. I think if you do your research and you look at her body of work for what you think a Supreme Court justice should do and will have the responsibility of doing, I think we can be honest intellectually with ourselves and say she's not qualified. You've only been on that appellate bench for 3 years. You've written a total of 100 decisions. You have never tried a case in your life. That's problematic. What's also problematic is that she is a part of the Federalist Society, a group of attorneys and judges who have a very conservative view of the world. She embraces something called originalism, which is taking the Constitution as it was written. And all people, regardless of your political affiliation, you should be concerned because when the Constitution was written, this is just facts. The only people it had in mind were white men who were landowners. That did not include me, did not include black men, and it did not include white women. So for a person to say that the Constitution, as it was written 200 years ago, should only be construed at that time should be problematic to, I think, all of us.
Well, wait a minute. Here's a comment because you might want to address this while you're talking. Justine Hillier said, but we know that Trump doesn't play again, y'all, the views and everything is everybody's views. Okay. But we trust that Trump doesn't play fair. And that's why he's trying to push her through.
And what I would say to that is, I think definitely you're right to an extent, because it's not even about Trump. It is about the Senate judiciary, and those senators will be there. They were there before Trump. They'll be there afterwards, and they don't have a sense of fair play. They do not have a sense of integrity. And so with that, I think it's problematic because Lindsey Graham said a few years ago that, take him at his word, that if they got to the primaries and there was a nomination that would come up, he would not support it. That's not at all what he's doing at this point in time. And so,
right.
I think for people to lie, and listen, this is the age of social media. What you have to know, everything that you do is being recorded. They're going to bring it back. He didn't care. But I think part of the reason he doesn't care is because he knows he's on his way out. Jamie Harrison is running a tight race in South Carolina. The issues about voter suppression are running rampant across the country, where voters are not being able to have their ballots cast because the judges in their state or their governors are deciding to change the rules. And so that is just causing a lot of turmoil. I think we're also seeing some things in the news regarding the debates between Joe Biden and President Trump. And the last time they had a debate, we know that President Trump, his family didn't wear a mask, and then it was revealed that he had corona. I think you're lying. I don't think you had anything. I don't think your wife had anything. I don't think your son had anything. I think what you want is sympathy. You want votes. You want to be able to tell people that you defeated corona and they can too, except there are about 215,000 people who are dead who can attest otherwise. So people who are saying this is a hoax, go ask those families of those 215,000. They're not coming back after this election. They're not. So I think the politics this week, it's really set the country, or it's continuing to set the country on edge. And I would be remiss if I didn't talk about the rapper Ice Cube throwing his hat into the ring about politics and creating a 22-page document called The Contract with Black America. Except, as a Black American, I don't recall anybody asking him to speak on our behalf. I don't recall seeing any activism from him around voting, around any of the murders of Black men who were unarmed, around Breonna Taylor. I think he's been MIA. So for him to pop up now with this new contract and say, well, I gave the Democrats a chance, who are you? Who told you that we had to come and kowtow to your demands? Because who are you representing? And if you dig a little deeper, I think it's not wise to listen to Ice Cube because you don't have good business dealings. This 3 big league that you have, you've been fraught with lawsuits since your inception, you know? And so right now he's got a lawsuit going on. Why? Because he had some Qatari investors or people that he thought were investors, and they gave him the okie doke. They didn't pay the money. And so not only did you sue them, but then the people that you had as lawyers, you didn't even know that they had a financial interest with that same company. So then you turn around and sue them. So when I look at that, I think that to be the architect of the contract with Black America, you probably just want to look at your own contracts first. Don't focus on Black America, focus on Cube. And I think that's all I've got for politics this week.
Okay, y'all. Between Joe Duncan and Shawn Hall and Shannon and Mackenzie, Freestyle Fridays are going to be off the chain. Okay. Thank you, Rachel, for all of the things that you put in the back office for us with all the different topics. I really appreciate it. That's another young lady that helps on the team. Oh my gosh. This has been an interesting week. Shawn. Okay, Shawn. I knew you were going to go in. I'm going to let Shawn focus on the politics and stuff, y'all, because I know she's going to deep dive and give y'all that information. Davita, my friend Davita.
Hi,
It was my wedding. Davita, I love you. Okay, Davita says, love it. She said, love it. She loves everything that's going on this thing. Okay. Hey, Davita, can you tell all your friends and the people you coach to subscribe to the Kim Jacobs Show? Y'all my friends. These my real buddies. Come on. I only need 150 more people to get to one goal. One goal. Huh?
One goal.
One goal. It's just one goal.
I'm repeating everything that you're saying. 150 is nothing. It's nothing.
Yeah. All right, guys. So that's Freestyle Friday. I think we stayed in the time frame. Mackenzie, Shannon, Shawn, y'all have any closing quick comments? And other than that, we're going to go ahead and disconnect. And I'll see everybody on Monday morning at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am so excited to be able to provide you with a great lineup for next week.
Vote. Early voting is going on. Listen, November 3rd is not election day. Every day is election day. The last day to vote is November 3rd. Be safe, be smart, put your tennis shoes on, get your water, get up, go vote. I'm not telling you who to vote for. Vote your interest. Vote for those who have an interest in what you have an interest in, but get a prize of this political process. In the last election, only 45% of Americans voted. So when we talk about the vote, only 45%, everybody else sat out. So you don't get to sit out and talk about the process. If you were a Clinton supporter, get in this game. Find somebody. I don't care if they're not the perfect candidate. There's never going to be a perfect candidate. The only perfect candidate who's not on the ballot is Jesus Christ. So if you were going to go for Warren, get you somebody. If you were going to go to Julian Castro, get you somebody. Make your voice known. This is serious. So that's all I got to say.
You said some good stuff, Shawn, and I appreciate everything that you shared here on the Kim Jacobs Show, and can't wait for you to come back on next Friday for Freestyle Friday. Listen, if you guys want to support the Kim Jacobs Show the way that I can take care of people on my team and keep the show functioning at this level, please Cash App Kim Jacobs Inc., or you can paypal.me/Kim Jacobs Inc. and Venmo. Someone asked about doing Venmo last week, so it's at the Kim Jacobs Show is the Venmo. And if you want to become a part of the after party experience where I bring different guests backstage, then make sure you know you can go to patreon.com/the Kim Jacobs Show. Patreon.com/the Kim Jacobs Show. Okay. And let's see. And the final thing I will share is we have Quest Church Prayer taking place Monday through Friday, and that's 978-990-5000. Again, that's 978-990-5000. Access code is 322083 pound, and that's Monday through Friday from 12 to 12:30 p.m. Pastor Jacobs and Quest Church is praying for people dealing with everything that we talked about, with the over 210,000 people passing away with COVID. This is unbelievable. So people need prayer. Right now, there are over 64,000 new cases since July, y'all. Since July, people need prayer. There are 8 million cases nationwide of people that have contracted coronavirus, COVID-19, and 216,000 official people, according to the Washington Post, have passed away. This is a time that prayer is needed. So please continue to pray, even if you're in your own homes, individually, with your families, with your own churches, pray, but also know that you can be a part of the prayer line, 978-990-5000. Access code is 322083 pound. All right, everybody. God bless you. Have a great Friday. Mackenzie, Shannon, you want to say anything?
Subscribe to the Kim Jacobs Show.
Please. And please go vote. Early voting has started in most of the areas. Please go vote. Your vote counts.
Mackenzie?
Exactly what she said. They count. If you're my age, go vote.
Excellent. Excellent. Okay, guys. Thank y'all for tuning in today. Thank you for being a great studio audience. We'll see you on Monday at 11.